In a couple of Christian groups that I'm on Facebook, I've been running into this thing here lately where people talk about the Shema. Hear, O Israel, Hashem is our God, Hashem is one. And they say that the word one there, echad, actually means a complex unity. Is that true? I'm Steve Perry. This is Biblical Anarchy. Today we're going to take a look at this claim and see if there's any merit to what they're saying. And we're going to use a verse that they use to start out, which would be Genesis 2:24. Therefore a man shall leave his father and his mother and hold fast to his wife, and they, plural, shall become one, echad, flesh. This is two people becoming one flesh. Or is it? I just think this is a bad example to use because if we back up and we go to verse 21, so Hashem God caused a deep sleep to fall upon the man, and while he slept, took one of his ribs and closed up its place with flesh. And the rib that Hashem God had taken from the man, he made into a woman and brought her to the man. The man said, now listen to this, this at last is bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman because she was taken out of man. Therefore a man shall leave his father and mother and hold fast to his wife, and they shall become one flesh. Is this saying that two separate beings become one flesh? No, he's saying this is bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. In other words, this is my flesh. And when I take her as my wife, I'm uniting us back as one flesh. God made us two from one flesh, and by cleaving to my wife, I am returning us to the state of one flesh. So it's not saying that these are two becoming one. It's saying that these are one becoming two becoming one. So I just think it's a bad example to use. If we go over to Genesis 1, however, verse 5, let's get this pulled up. Genesis 1:5. And here we literally get a complex unity, as they like to say. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night, and there was evening and there was morning the first day. Now, if we look at this in the interlinear, we get the Yom Echad. That would be right here. Yom Echad, the first day. So day is Yom. And I apologize. This is a reverse interlinear. It's what's available on Logos. So you don't get the Hebrew. But let's read these backwards the way they would be in the Hebrew. Yom Echad, day one. So there was evening and there was morning. Yom Echad. One day comprised of two parts. Is this a good example of the Trinity, though? Are we saying that God is the Father, the Son, the Spirit coming together? See, the evening isn't day. The morning isn't day. But these two things combined make a complex unity that we call day. Morning and evening together as a day. That's certainly not what the Trinity is teaching, but that is true. God can be a complex unity. It's just, if we go to the Shema, let's do that. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 6 and verse 4. This would be the Shema. And we can see the difference here. Hear, O Israel, Hashem our God, Hashem is one. Now, let's throw this into the interlinear so you can see. Now, obviously, I'm saying the word Hashem. If you look right here, this is the name of God, right? I'm not going to call my father by his first name, so we'll use Hashem. So what we have here is translated the Lord our God. It's really Hashem is our God. We have Hashem. This is difficult. Eloheinu. It's difficult with this reverse interlinear, folks. It's just easier to read it the proper way in Hebrew, but we're having to read it backwards here. So Hashem Eloheinu, then we get, again, the name of God, Hashem Echad. What this verse is literally saying, hear, O Israel, Hashem is our God, Hashem one. Hashem echad, just like we had Yom echad. So to make the argument that this is a complex unity, or to say that this verse here is only saying that we have one God, there's only one God for the whole world, that's not actually what this verse is saying. This verse is saying, hey, Israel, Hashem is our God. Hashem is one. He's not a complex unity. If you read this verse in the context, it's actually saying the exact opposite of what these people are telling you. It says, you can combine evening and morning to make a day and have a complex unity. What do you combine to get Hashem? Do you combine Father, Son, and Spirit? Is that what the Trinity teaches? That these are three pieces that, if brought together under the right circumstances, they become one God. That's not what the doctrine of the Trinity is teaching. Now, I'm not here to argue that this rules out the Trinity. That's not the point of this video. The point of this video is that the Shema is not teaching a complex unity. This is just wrong when people tell you this. An evening and a morning become a day. That's a complex unity. But the doctrine of the Trinity is not that three pieces come together and that's how we get one God. That's just not what the Trinity teaches. To read that into the Shema is to read the New Testament into the Old Testament. That is certainly not what this is saying. If you disagree with me, you can leave a comment down below. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends on social media, subscribe to the channel. Don't just sit there, do something.